It's an unstoppable day, family. I'm Terrance, the unstoppable coach Leftridge with Unstoppable Coaching Services. And I'm so glad that you're enjoying the 72 hours of power provided by the Peak Performers Institute here on this fabulous weekend. I hope you're being inspired and I hope you're being motivated to move to the next level of your greatness. And I just wanted to spend just a little bit of time with you right now to talk to you about how you must be able to do these four things in order to live an unstoppable life. So we're going to talk about them in the next couple of minutes that I have to share with you, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Shay and Trevor and the wonderful people at the Peak Performers. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Terrance Leftridge, and I am an accountability coach. I am a motivational speaker, and I am the future best-selling author of the book entitled You Are Unstoppable. And I believe that you are unstoppable. You're unstoppable first and foremost because you have decided to spend some time investing in your personal development so that you can move to the next level of your greatness. So you are unstoppable just because you've taken that time. And I know this weekend is going to be a blessing for you, and it's going to allow you to take all that energy, all that motivation, and all the skills that you learn this weekend so that you can reach your greatness and live life on the next level. I have been a accountability coach for the last 5 or so years, since 2009. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've probably heard a lot of speakers so far, and before this weekend is over, you're going to hear a number of other speakers. Some of them will have tragic stories that they've been able to overcome and motivate you today. Some of them will have a great amount of skills and knowledge, and they're going to teach you how to do specific things or show you specific strategies to help you improve your business or help your ministry. And then there are going to be some people that are just going to talk to you frankly, to let you know their story and where they've been and what they've done to get to the next level of their greatness. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, like most motivational speakers, I don't have a tragic story. I haven't had a tragedy in my life. I haven't had a great personal experience that has propelled me from the valley up to the mountain, and now I speak to you on top of the mountain. No, family, I am just a ordinary black man living in America, and I was raised by a single mom. A single mom. I didn't know my dad. My dad passed away while I was just a baby. But I watched that single mother raise four children all by herself. And they've all been able to graduate college, and they are living their lives as we speak today. That lady was my mom, Alma Gray, and she is unstoppable. And it's because she is unstoppable that, ladies and gentlemen, I am able to stand here and say that I am unstoppable today. I was also raised by my aunt, Margaret Hartman, and my aunt did have a tragedy in her life. She was born with polio back in the 40s, and she has had polio her entire life. And those of you who know anything about polio, especially back in that time, knew that it was kind of like having a death sentence. She was told that she would never walk right. They even talked to her about not using crutches or not using a walker, but to just get a wheelchair and just live off of the government. But no, my aunt didn't do that. My aunt lives a full life, even now, turning 73 years old. She never once just reverted to living out of a wheelchair and having someone else roll her around and have someone else pushing her into her life. She is doing great things. She is unstoppable. And because she's unstoppable, I am unstoppable. My family instilled great things in me. And it's these four things that they instilled with me that I want to share with you today in the little time that we have together. That you must be in order to be unstoppable. Now, let me say from the very beginning, because I say you're going to be unstoppable, does not mean that I say you're going to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a mansion and that you're going to have a summer home and a winter home on two different parts of the world. But unstoppable means that you are not going to be able to be stopped in the pursuit of whatever your dreams are. And that is your personal story. And that's what we're here to help you develop this weekend, to develop your personal story, your purpose, and be unstoppable in doing it. So let's jump right into it. The first must be that you must be in order to be unstoppable is the word authentic. Hopefully you can read that, but that is authentic. Now let me tell you a little bit about being authentic. Now, you've probably seen a lot of people again today speaking, and they've either been doing it live in person or they've been doing it virtual. And if you stick around long enough, you'll probably see me doing the same thing. But you've probably seen people dressed up in their finest suits with their ties and their cummerbunds and their napkins, and some probably even come on with ascots. And you've probably seen the ladies in their fabulous dresses with all the jewelries and all the necklaces, bracelets, earrings that go along with it, dressed up to the nines for this presentation. And if that's their authentic self, that is all well and good. But family, this is a teaching moment. And for me, being authentic is being comfortable. So you see me just dressed down in a nice professional sweater, some slacks, but I'm carefree because I'm working. And if anything you're going to get out of here, you're going to get a lesson and you're going to get a workshop out of this presentation. For me, being authentic is being comfortable. You know, NDRE came up with the song, I am not my hair, I am not my skin, I am the soul that is within. And that is very true. When you are authentic, people can tell. People can definitely tell the difference between a phony and between someone who is authentic. Unstoppable people are unauthentic. They know who they are and whose they are. They are transparent. They are willing to be able to let themselves out to the world, to be exposed to the world so that all the world can see. Because they know that people are attracted to people who are transparent. People are attracted to people that they know are approachable. People are attracted to people that they know are authentic and authentically care about serving them, helping them with their problems, and helping them be unstoppable as well. So if you're going to be anything, you must be authentic in order to be unstoppable, especially nowadays, especially if you're running a business or if you're running a ministry, because in order to serve, you have to be of service. Somebody put that in the private exclusive chat room. In order to serve, you've got to be of service. Hashtag peak performers. So, in being authentic, you're going to open yourself up to new possibilities to engage with others. You're going to open up new possibilities to be around like minded people because they're going to be attracted to your authenticity because they're authentic too. And you're going to find that you're going to be able to create more relationships, more authentic, real relationships, and not any of those phony relationships that are not going to garner future business and build better relationships in your life. So, the first thing that you must be able to do to be unstoppable is to be authentic. Let's move on to the second thing. The second thing that you must be in order to be unstoppable is that you have to believe. You have to be able to believe. That's the B in the word able. And let me just say, in my book, You Are Unstoppable, the word unstoppable, each letter has an acronym that corresponds to a certain must be in order for you to be unstoppable. But we're just going to give you four things, and at the end of this presentation, we'll talk to you about how you can find out the other seven things that you must be in order to be unstoppable. So you must believe, and more specifically, you must believe in yourself. So let me tell you a story. Before I became a life coach, I worked this good government job. I've worked several jobs in the social service arena because, again, I love helping people. I love serving people. And I love leaving people better off for meeting me than before they ever met me. But I was working for an agency that I really didn't feel was being authentic. And I really didn't feel that they were running the business in such a way that would allow the people to get the benefit of their service. Family, I just flat tired, got tired of working here. So I decided at one point in my life during that time that I had had enough. Now, have you ever had that point in your life where you decided you just had enough and you were going to do whatever it was possible to get out of that situation? Well, family, that was me. And I decided one day on my way to work that I was just going to pack my bag full of resumes. Now, I happened to work at a courthouse. Our agency had to go to this courthouse to report to the court on the clients and how they were doing. But this courthouse also had many other agencies that served people of the county in which I lived in. There was 8 floors in this building. And family, when I walked in that building, I decided right then and there that I was going to give my resume out to anyone who would take my resume, who was offering employment, because I just knew I needed to do something different. And I believed that my skills and my abilities weren't being used to the best of their knowledge. So I had to get out. So someone put that in the exclusive elusive Facebook chat room saying that know when you need to get out. That's what I want you to put in there. Know when you need to get out. Hashtag peak performance. Okay, so I took that bag of resumes and I went over to the elevator in the courthouse and I pushed the up button. And I got in that elevator and I pushed every button in that elevator, all 8 floors. And every time that elevator door opened up, I walked out with a resume in my hands and walked up to the receptionist or to the person that was at the front counter. And I said, kind sir, kind ma'am, are you guys accepting any applications? And if they said yes, I gave them an application. If they said no, I asked them where I needed to send the resume to in order to get a response. And I got back on that elevator and I went to the next floor. And I got off the elevator and I did the same thing. Are you accepting any applications? And if they accepted an application, I gave them an application. If they said no, I got the information of where I could send a resume to. All the way up floor 3, floor 4, floor 5, floor 6, floor 7, floor 8, the same process over and over because I believed that day there was a job waiting for me that was going to utilize my skills and my abilities. Fast forward 1 month later, I get a call from one of the agencies within that building, set me up for an interview, and then a month after that, I was working in my what I felt was my dream job right then. But it's only because I took that massive action of putting resumes in my bag and believing that there was a job out there for me and going out and seeking out that job, knowing that in the back of my mind there was a job waiting for me. I believed it, family. And in order for you to be unstoppable and in order for you to live your dreams on the next level, you're going to have to believe in yourself. So how do you believe in yourself? Well, the first thing I can tell you to do is that you've got to start speaking life to your situation. You've got to start telling yourself, like I tell myself each and every day, I am unstoppable. And it's an unstoppable day, family. That's what I said at the beginning of this broadcast. Now, I don't know for a fact if it's going to be an unstoppable day, but I have set the mindset. And we're going to talk more about that as we go through this presentation. But by believing in yourself and having an air of authenticity about what it is that you do, you're halfway there to having the four things that you must have to be unstoppable. So let's talk about the third thing. The third thing that you must be able to do to be unstoppable is that you must be able to live life instead of having life dictated to you. Live life instead of having life dictated to you. So, many of you who are watching this broadcast right now probably are exhausted because you have worked all week long on someone else's dream. You've done the Monday through Friday routine of getting up and getting ready for that J.O.B. job, just over broke job, where you get up, drive an hour to work 8 hours on somebody else's dream, come home, take care of yourself, your family, go to bed, get up, start that cycle over and over again. Probably 5 days a week, more than 40 hours a week, working on somebody else's dream. And while you're working on somebody else's dream, you've got to be at work at a certain time because someone else dictated what time you get there. You have to go to lunch at a certain time because somebody dictated what time you go to lunch. You're not able to take vacation when you want to because you've got to get permission from somebody else in order to approve that vacation. You can't pick the holidays that you want to take off because at the beginning of the year, that other person whose dream you're helping to fulfill decided what holidays you were going to have out. Does this sound familiar to your family? If it does sound familiar to you, say, somebody else is dictating my life. Put that in the exclusive, elusive Facebook chat room. Somebody else is dictating my life. Hashtag peak performers. Family, as I said to you when I talked to you about believing in yourself, I also got tired of being dictated to by that job. I had another job, that job that I thought was my dream job, that I went through all those floors to pass out resumes for to get that job. I thought I had finally found my niche. It was a government job, so it had benefits, it had all the holidays, it was high paying, and I worked that job for 10 years. But throughout those 10 years, I was still being dictated to. I was still being told when I had to be at work, where I had to go to work, when I had to turn in assignments, what type of clothing I needed to wear to work. I couldn't be my authentic self. I had to dress a certain way. And sometimes that way wasn't comfortable for me. Sometimes I had to go into areas of the city to service my clients that I wasn't comfortable going into. All these things was dictated to me by somebody else. And then, just like that, the job was taken away from me. It was around 2008, 2009, We were going through the financial crash as a country, and government jobs were affected just like non-government jobs. Everybody had to start trimming the fat. And because I'd been there 10 years, I'd had a pretty good salary. So they knew that any opportunity to get rid of some of their seasoned vested employees and replace them with interns or with new employees at the lowest salary possible for that position would be a win-win for them. So it came a time where I had to choose between my good paying job and my family. Because as you see, family, I am a support for my family. My sister is going through a less than happy time in her life. She's suffering from a disease that she needs a transplant for. And she's a single mom as well, and she's working uh, full time, and she's also taking care of two teenage kids. So anything I can do to help her out, that's my responsibility. And that's what I do to make sure that my family is supported. But there came a time in 2008, 2009 where I had to make a choice between choosing to be there for my family in spite of the responsibilities that I had to my job. And because I chose my family over my job, I lost my job. Family was the lowest feeling in my life because it felt like everything had crashed. And how was I going to survive? It was at that point that I decided that I no longer was going to put myself in a position where I was going to be dictated to by my job. I was going to put myself in a position where I lived my life on my own terms, not on anybody else's terms. And if you want to be unstoppable, then you're going to have to make that choice in your life. What are you doing? What are you planning to do? What are you preparing to do this weekend to be able to live your life on your own terms so that you can be unstoppable? One tip that I can share for you right now is to learn how to say no. I had to learn how to say no to my job and say yes to my family. Your situation may be different. There may be other things that you need to learn how to say no to. You may need to learn how to say no to your family in order to be able to pursue your dream. Because it's nothing like family not being in support of what it is that you're trying to do that can stop you quicker than any boulder running down a hill. That might be your no. Whatever it is in your life that you need to say no to more so that you can start saying yes to living life on your own terms, I submit to you that you start doing that today. Learn how to say no so that you can live your life instead of having life dictated to you. And then you are going to be unstoppable. But here's the final thing, and what I think is the most important thing you must be able to do in order to be unstoppable. Are you ready for it, family? Get ready to write this in the exclusive, elusive Facebook chat room. That one thing that you must be able to do above all those other things that we just talked about: being authentic, believing in yourself, living life on your own terms. The last thing that you must be able to do in order to be unstoppable is to expect success every day. Put that down. Expect success every day. If you come in with a mindset and with an attitude that you're going to expect success every day, then that's going to motivate you to work harder to achieve that success. As a man thinketh, so is he, is what is said in the most powerful book ever created for man, the Bible. And if you think you're going to be a failure, then family, you are. But if you think you're going to be a success, family, you are that as well. As I said at the very beginning, it's an unstoppable day. I expect each and every day is going to be an unstoppable day. And then I go out and make that happen. Now, am I saying I'm not going to have obstacles in my day? Am I saying you're not going to have roadblocks placed in front of you? Am I saying that you're not going to have obstacles that you're going to have to overcome? No, I'm not saying that at all. Because Martin Luther King said it's not the measure of a man in a situation where things are good that makes that measure, but it's how that man is when he is caught up in obstacles to overcome, in controversies to deal with, in things that make his life uncomfortable. So if you expect that you're going to have a successful day, then you are going to have a successful day. If you expect you're going to be a successful businessman, then you're going to keep working at becoming a successful businessman. And if you expect that you are going to be unstoppable, then by golly, you will be unstoppable. Winston Churchill said that success just means going from failure to failure to failure without losing the enthusiasm that comes along with being successful. So I want you to expect success each and every day. I want you to have that enthusiasm that says it's going to be an unstoppable day. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be an awesome day because I'm going to do everything I must do to make it that way. And I expect nothing but success. Because as I like to always say, family, why would you ever settle for less when you can be unstoppable? I'm Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge, and those are the 4 things you must be able to do to be unstoppable. If you want to get more information on how you can be unstoppable, then you can definitely reach out to me at unstoppablecoaching.com and sign up for my free ebook. I've got 2 of them on there. One is called Unstoppable Confidence, where you can learn to walk and talk just like I do. Walk in confidence, knowing that you expect success each and every day. And then the other one helps you to get motivated and keep you motivated so that you can continue to be authentic, so that you can continue to believe in yourself, and so that you can continue to live life on your own terms and not run the risk of being dictated to by somebody else. Go to unstoppablecoaching.com right now and get those 2 free ebooks. And then you can also sign up for the free 30-minute consultation where I can work with you on creating your vision, implementing your vision, and helping you be accountable to making your vision a reality in 2015. Because as I like to always say, why would you ever settle for less when you can be unstoppable? Thank you for your time. Have an unstoppable day.